So we've met then?
Yes. Well, no. I've met you.
Time Traveler's Wife is about two people who meet in extraordinary circumstances. That is, Henry jumps through time and he can't control it.
For Henry de Tamble, time travel is absolutely involuntary. He doesn't want it, he doesn't decide on it, it just happens to him. And boom, he's somewhere, anywhere. It's just absolutely terrifying for him. But it's not a story about time travel. It's a story about the time traveler's wife. That's what it's about.
It's about the search for a happy ever after, but not necessarily the order you're expecting.
I'm your future wife.
Who said?
You do. You explained you were visiting me from a time in the future when we're married.
It's time travel, but from the perspective of the person who waits.
It's happened again. It's just a pile of clothes.
It's not the simplest show in the world, is it? It's an out-of-sequence love story told out of sequence. There's a hell of a lot to explain about Henry and how time travel works and how it doesn't work.
Are these yours?
Yeah, thanks.
Henry, I've been meaning to ask you, why do you leave piles of clothes all over the place?
Doesn't everyone?
No.
So the time travel obviously is the key part of the story, and it's usually predicated by a physical ailment, as it were. You know, he starts coughing, he's sweating, and then he pops out of time.
The tough thing about time traveling for Henry is one thing. Wherever he goes, he's naked. But also, there's a lot of danger involved, because the one thing he has to do when he lands, he has to survive.
I've been gone 2 hours. My clothes won't still be here.
Your clothes?
I'm gonna need yours.
The rules of time travel are not the usual ones you're used to. Time travel normally involves going to the past and you change it. What's made very clear, that's not possible. Everything happens once. There's only one version of it. He can change absolutely nothing. But there are places and times that draw him in, like gravity, and he can't stop it.
He would time travel back to dramatic and very sad events. He also goes back to people who mean a lot to him as well. So he sees Claire quite often in the clearing during her childhood. It was something that he had no control over.
Ow! Hello, Claire.
Who are you?
Don't you know me yet, Claire? Haven't we met yet?
No.
The show is a lot about memory and how you perceive your identity through time.
One of the great things about the show is exploring that journey across the ages, because we're not just telling the story here with flashbacks. We're trying to tell the story of their entire life.
I formed myself around you.
Well, here's the thing. The man you formed yourself around, Shock Twist, formed himself around you.
This is part of a relationship. You grow around each other. Now, it doesn't usually happen through the prism of time travel, but the same thing happens to everybody.
I'm sorry I threw my shoe at you.
Well, it's about time.
For me, Theo and Rose just are Henry and Claire. It was so obvious that they were perfect together.
Fans of the book will realize I love the book as much as they do. It was all done out of love.
Stephen Moffat has kept the novel in his heart, and Audrey Niffenegger is a big fan of the screenplays. You get a chance to see your world that you could have read so long ago come to life and experience it in a whole different way.